Welcome back. Okay, let me see. All right, welcome everyone. So sorry, the network had some issues, but hopefully it will be better today. And today I said we're going to make the star beaded, star flower style. So we're going to make it to be sort of a flower design. There is the small G. So I went round, I couldn't find the color combination. I searched high and low and I was not able to find it. So this is what we are going to do now. We are going to sort of improvise with these ones that I have. Try using these and then we'll see how it looks like. So let me see. Hello everyone. Hi. So while we wait for others, let me just fix in the fishing line and the needle right there. Okay, it's been fixed now. So here it is. Fix this in. So it's more like when you're stitching clothes with needle. Well, in this case, we use a fishing line. It's 0.30 that I'm using. Yeah. So this is what I am doing for today. And okay, so this is what I'm gonna do for today. Hopefully we'll be able to make it because we're supposed to have started a bit earlier, around 7, and it's past 7 now, but hopefully we'll be able to make it out. So let me see. First of all, um this is what we are going to do. Oh, hello, Scoarts. Hi. How are you doing? Hello, hello. How are you doing today, this beautiful evening? How is everything going? Um, okay, Scoarts said hi. So, hello. It's nice to meet you. So, um, from here on, I also brought along my notes so that we'll be able to see how we can go about it, because I always mention that I write the notes. Hello, that one tall girl. Hello, welcome. Welcome to today's live stream. Oh, you are doing fine, Scott. I'm happy to see it. So first of all, this is how to get started. As you can see, I've already inserted the needle into the fishing line. Is 0.30, as I said. That is how it is. And to start with, we have what is called crystal bead. So I have this one, which is like size 8. Look at it. Okay. So this is it. Hello, Genevieve Kowan. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's live stream. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be taking 10 of these. Okay? So I'm going to be adding 10 of these. But before I start, I'm going to insert what we call a stop bead. A stop bead is just a normal bead. It could be a sand bead. You just add it the way I did right here. Okay, you can see. So I just add it right here and then tie it. It's not going to be at the end of the fishing line, just before the end of the fishing line. So this is what I'm going to do. What kind of books do you read? That's a very interesting question that you're asking, Shrata Chekati. I hope I got that right. Well, I read a lot. Sometimes it could be all this documentary part, but for today, what we are going to be doing is this flower design made with bead. So I will tie it up like this. This is how I will do it. I tied it. right there. So this is our stop bead, and then I'm going to pick 10 crystal beads are what I'm going to be picking right now. So I'll count them. One, I'm holding the other side. That's why we need a stop bead, so that it would not pour out. So I'm going to count till the 10th part, and then I'll tell you the next thing that we are going to do to continue with our flower design for this bead. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally the 10th one. So like I said, I didn't find the color combination that we were all expecting, so I'm just going with black. Black, we could just imagine it being an elegant kind, so I'm going with black. So I'll use black, and then maybe we could use white so that it will bring out the beauty of this flower design. So from here we can see it. This is how it looks like. So this is the purple flower that we are working on. Now from here I am going to tie it. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to tie it like so. So I'm going to tie it like 3 times so that we'll have that firmness in this flower design. Just a second. Let me do that. All right. So I'm going to tie it so that it becomes firm. So just a moment while I tie it. So for this flower design, when I noticed that I was not able to find it, the color combination, I said, well, thank goodness that we have these leftover beads. If not, it would have been a challenge. But thankfully, with the help of these crystal beads that I have, I'm going to make use of it so that I'll show you how to go about it. So I'm going to tie it for the 3rd time. I've already given it like 2 ties. Let's make it the 3rd one, and there. So this is how it will look like. You see it. This is how it is, and this is how it will be expected for our flower design to start up for it. So up next, I'm going to first of all bring out the fishing line. This is where it is. Oh, hi Squats Anime Series. Hello, how are you doing? Hi. Okay, don't worry. Hello, how are you doing today? Let me remove that. Okay, I've removed it already. So from here now, I'm going to first of all, after tying it, oh, you're doing great, Squash Anime Series. That's nice to hear. So after that, I am going to enter into the first crystal that is on my left. You see, like, you enter it through the hole, and then out it comes. So I'm going to make sure it's firm because it's very important. And then from here, I'm going to pick 13. I'm mentioning the numbers so that if you're trying it out, you'll be able to know how to follow along. So I will be picking 13 sand beads. All right. So 13 sand beads is what I will be picking. I'm going to use the color white because white would go well with this black. It will make it look like elegant. So white, I'm going to be picking at least 13 of them, like I mentioned. So quickly we pick up to 13, and then from there on we are going to see how we can get that beautiful flower shaped design that working to get. So let me see how many I've gotten. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's make it 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is it. So gently drag it down. Remember, do not use your teeth so that you don't accidentally swallow any. So here we have it here. 13. All in the fishing line. So from this 13, now what I'm going to do is to return it back into that same crystal. So I came from this one here. So I'm going to turn it back to that same part I came from. That one that was at my left, that first one. I will take this fishing line back so that it will give you that sort of circle style for this first part. And this is what you have. This is it. Now once I've done that, I will then come out to the next line. Once I've come out from that first crystal, I'm going to the next crystal on my left. The next one, the very next one. I'm not skipping any of these crystals. I'm going to the next one. And once I do so, I will make sure it's very firm, very tight. And then I would pick another 13 sand beads and then go back to that second one. So let's go with that. So thankfully I have enough white beads right here. That's why when I didn't find it in this market, I wasn't that discouraged. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is what we have now. So this requires patience because it will demand that you are going to be calculating in some cases, and so you have to be patient every now and then. So this is it. Hopefully you can see it. This is the next one, and remember we are going to put it from that crystal where we came out from. This next one, once I fix it in like so, just a moment. Once I fix it in like this, let me put it well. Great. I will drag it very tight and all right, and this is how it will look like here. So this is just the first part that we are going for. Then I will take it to the next one, the next crystal. So we'll do like that until we get to a point where I'll show you what we will do next. So for now, I'm just going to do like that, walk it through these crystals, and then we'll see the next step to go with. So while I do that, let me just share with you, if you are trying it out, what you will need to get. Like I mentioned, first of all, you will need a beading needle. If you are starting this out, a beading needle, this is how the set looks like. So it's not sold in pieces like one, no, you buy it in sets like that. And then you also need a fishing line. These are 5. A fishing line, 0.30 is what I am using. If you want to go for 0.35, it means maybe the sand bead you may be using may be bigger. But if it's not bigger, but if it's like sand bead size 2 that you're working with, then I would suggest that you go for 0.30, this size. it will work well for you. This is the empty case. The other case is right there. And then if you want to go with any style, think of the one. You could use two colors, you could make it to be mixed. For instance, I'm using black and white. You could decide to use any color that you would like to go for. So I put it back from that crystal that I came from, and then out we go. So if you want to use like red and white, which was our first thought, what we wanted to go for before, but we're not able to find it because, well, they just did not have it around here, that color combination. I searched for it throughout Saturday, but it was not available. So today I said we'll have to make do with the one that we have, which is this one. So if you're trying yours out, if you're able to find the right color combination that you want to go for, then no problem. So this is how I've got it so far. This is just the beginning. We've not yet completed it. So let me just quickly round it up to the other, for the other crystals. So I have white. Now in case this white happens to sort of run out, I'm guessing I'm going to find another color to try out, but I don't think it will run out. 2, 4, 6, 7. I don't think it will run out because I've used a lot of designs, necklaces, earrings, and this all demanded me using a white color. So I don't really think that the white would finish, but if it does finish, maybe during the live session, if it does finish, then we'll see what we can do about it. If there will be need for me to change to another color, or before it even finishes, I would figure out how to go about it. So I will put it in 13 and we put it in. Make sure it's the right number so that it will bring out the beauty and to not look like a flower that has different size petals. So that's how I would work it through all of them, like that. So this one's supposed to look like a flower. We call it Star Flower. And then I'll pick it through another part again. Now, I mentioned that I have straw bead. We have different shapes of beads. We have the one that is called straw bead. I showed you guys how it looks like the last time. These are 5. How it looks like the last time. And we even have one called cone bead as well. We have the cone bead as well. 4, 5, and we even have the one that is called, it's not really in the shape of a cone, it's more like in the shape of this shape. You can add beads around it all the time. You could add beads around it all the time, all sides of it. And that, for that one, I just use it for adding fancies. Others use it for beads itself, making a beaded necklace, a beaded earring, but I just use it mainly for adding designs to either necklaces or other designs. It could be a necklace, it could be a purse. If you're making a beaded purse, you could also make it like that with this design. So it depends on your preference and the one that the client wants to go for. So far, this is what we have. Oh, it even matches the clothes I have. So this is what we have, and I'm going to work it through the end, and then we'll see how it looks like. So let me work through to it. Thank goodness we have white. So I'm going to work on it with this white. We have a lot of white. I'm very grateful that the whites here are many. 2, 4, 6. There are a lot of them, 6. So let's add 7 more to make it 13. 7 more are what we need to make it 13. And here we go. So this will require patience as you're picking them one by one. It's not always easy. 2, 4, 6. It's not always easy, but the end result is a beautiful one. All right, so this is what I have now. I would add it like this. Let me just move it through this next 2 parts. I would add it like so, and there we have it. Remains just 2 more parts to complete, and then we move forward to the next one. So this top bead really helped so that it would not make the beads to start falling out, which is not going to be nice. Imagine working all the way through and then the stop bead, if it's not there, although at some point you may not need it, but imagine working at the initial parts and then the stop bead is not there. If it's not there, then when you're working on your project, all of a sudden it just falls apart because there was no stop bead. So to avoid all of that, it's highly recommended that first of all you get a stop bead. It's very, very important. So I just want to add this completely so that we move to the next step. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 13 of them all complete. So this is what we have so far. I'm already excited because I know how I've already made a similar design, but I want to show you the process from the beginning, especially since someone and a lot of you have asked about this design, flower design. So I said I'm going to show you how it looks like. This is it. So we are working on it. We're not yet done. Yeah, so for the last one, I'm going to add it right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we have 2 more to go, but we still have some white this side. 11, 12, and 13. Oh, hello, MMCRV. Hi, how are you doing? How is your weekend going? I hope it's going well. So this is it here. For the final part, I will still pass it through the crystal bead I came out from, and then once I'm done, I pass it through that crystal bead, the next crystal bead. So this is what we have right now. Let me put 12. This is what we have right now, okay? It's like this, all complete. And this is the next thing we are going to do because we are not yet done. We just started at the initial part. This is it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now, the next thing to do is to, after repeating this process, I will pass it through the sand bead. What do I mean? After we've already come so far to this place, I would pass it, after adding all 13 to the last one. I'm going to add 13 to the last one now. Then I will pass it through this sand bead and then add another 3 sand beads. So I'm going to show you what I mean. First of all, let me show you for the last one how we do, because this part is very, very important so that you don't make any mistake. So I'm going to count the last 13, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. After the last 13, then we move up so that we can start adding other designs. So I've gotten 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have 9, 10, 10. We still have some whites. I'm just hoping it's last 11, 12, 13. So this is it here. For the last one, I would pass it through that crystal bead that we came out from, and then the moment I do it, we've gotten to all sides. They are all round now. This is how it is. It's completely all around it. So I'm going to pass through the sand beads. To pass through the sand beads, is what I'm going to pass through. Then I'm going to pick one crystal bead and pass it through the last 3 sand beads on the same line. So that it will be balanced, because I'm trying to make this a bit tight. Just a minute. So that it will be balanced, I'm going to pass through all sand beads and then skip those first 3 sand beads downward. So let me show you how it will look like during the process. This is how it is for here, and let me just put it under. So the first 3 sand beads. So I'm going to pass through the sand beads. So there we have it. I passed through this sand bead right here. I want to go to the center. Remember, they are 13. So once I do that, you see that we'll be able to have another new set of this flower design. That's what I'm going to do now. To add it through the center, we have 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. Okay, I'll put it through the center right here then, because this is 13, so the one that is the 7th is what I will put it at, which is this one here. So from here, I will then pick one sand bead and pass it through the last 3 sand beads. I'll pick one sand bead and then pass it through the last 3 sand beads. The last ones, that's the ones. Oh, this is a bit glitchy. Okay, so I will pick this one right here, this sand bead right here, and then pass it through the last 3 sand beads. All right, the last 3 is since we've worked on this part so far, and since we've already put it this way, the way it is, it's looking all great. I'll pass it through the last 3. Just watch and see how it will look like. All right, so this is how it now looks like. So I'm going to do this, passing it through this way for all of the designs. I'm going to do it like that for all of them, one by one, all of them. So just a minute, so that it will be tightened very well. Let me go back a bit. Sorry, the way I'm bent, I'm trying to make my voice a bit louder so that you'll be able to hear me. better. So this is how it is. Hopefully you all can still hear me. Let me know. Can you still hear me very well? Let me check, because I'm struggling to make sure my voice is being heard at the same time to also work on these beats right here, because as I'm bent, my voice is not really that well. Let me check the chat. Can you still hear me very well? Let me know in the chat, please. All right. Let me see. Okay, Squats Anime Series, you can hear me clearly. That's great. So I'm going to try to make sure my voice is audible, so that you'll be able to hear me clearly. All right. So this is it. This is what I've done so far. So I'm going to keep on picking one crystal and passing through the last 3 sand beads on the same line. So I'm going to do it again. Pick one crystal, just follow along. Pick one crystal and then pass it through the 3 last sand beads. Hang on just a minute so that it will just show well. Just a minute. Let me put this very well, because it's a bit loose on the hand. Let me just remove this and quickly fix it back up. All right, so we fix this in. The first part was to move it through these 3 sand beads. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, let me just focus on putting this together, and then I will show you perfect how to also go for the next loop with the 13 sand beads and the crystal. We're using the black, remember, and then it's already fit. We're using the black and the white for the 3 of them. So they said pass through the sand bead. That's what I said. Pass through the sand bead, and once you pass through the sand bead, you pick one crystal and then just a minute. I don't want to use my teeth so that it will not be too, because if you use your teeth, that's not too nice at all. So just a minute, let me pass it through it again. So this will require patience on your part. Okay, so this is where we were. So you could just think that I just worked on this part again. So after tightening it, I'm to pass through the sand bead. So I'm going to pass through this one, the first sand bead. Let's start from that place. The first sand bead is where I'll pass it through, and then I'll pick one crystal. When I pick one crystal, I'll then pass it through the last 3 sand beads on the same line. So let's pass it through the last 3 sand beads on the same line. Pass it through them. So these 3 are what I'm passing it through right here. We moved for the first to this first sand bead. Now I'm passing it through from that first sand bead through, I hope you can see it, through these first 3 sand beads right up there. So once I do that, I'm going to repeat this step. I'll repeat design. So this is how it will look like. I moved it through these 3 sides, and this is how it is through the 3 of them. These first 3, I moved it there, and then tighten it, and then I'll pick another crystal sand bead crystal bead, I mean, not crystal sand bead, crystal bead, and then pass it through the last 3 sand beads on the same line. Okay. So that's what I will do right now. Just a minute. Let me just pass it through them again. Right here. So the next 3 is what I'll put it. The next 3, and then I'll stretch and tighten it. So it's already having another shape. You can see it, another style up there. So I'll keep doing this. So I'm going to pass it through all of them so that it will remain stable. It will not be shaking. And as I'm doing it, I'll make sure it's tightened. So pick another one and pass it through the next 3. Remember, they were 13 in number. So at some point, we are going to change how we add them. So this is it. So the next one is the final 3. Is what I'm going to work on now. The final one is what I'm going to do now. And then pass it through the final 3 sand beads. Remember, they were 13, so we've already passed through the first one and then started passing through all of them. So this is how it is now. It's now like up on top. So I'm going to be doing it like that. Once you do it like that over and over again to the next sand bead, this thing takes time. So once you do it like that over and over again, the moment you come down, you are going to move to the next one right there, to the next one on your left, the next sand bead on your left, the one facing the left, right here. You are not crossing anywhere. Where the fishing line is, that next sand bead that you see is where you are going to pass it through, and then you will stretch it. Then I'll keep on working like that, adding one crystal, passing it through, and then we will make it to be like that. So I'll pass it through. The moment we are done with that part, then you are going to see that we will add another shape, either 13 to make it very bold, or we could make it 10, but I think we should go with that 13 because that 13 is okay for us. So pick a crystal, pass it through the next 3, just like that is how you do it. Pick a crystal, pass it through the next 3 sand beads. You pick another one, pass it through the next 3 sand beads, and that is what we'll be going for. Just like that. Okay? Just pass it again. I've picked one. Just a minute. I've picked one, and then I will pass it through the next, like this, the next 3. Okay? So that's how I will be doing it. Like so, like so. All right. So the more you do it, the easier it will become. It will not be looking so much like the work. It will not be looking so much. So you just have to be patient at times with yourself and with the bead, because sometimes it can be a bit funny. Sometimes the beads will be a bit tiny. There will be no space to put in the needle to pass it through. But you just have to be patient, because in the end, the results will be beautiful. So I'll just be tightening it a bit every now and then, be tightening it a bit. So we've done for the second layer. I'm going to work on the third one, and as we do it, you notice that it has made these crystals to have another set, another layer. So once I'm done with that on all sides, then we'll start adding the next one. So this could be like a brooch. If you want to use for a brooch, I mean a brooch, we could use a brooch made with this design. So I will pass it through the next 3, just like that, gently, and make sure to not allow the needle to break through all of these so that you don't get hurt. So this is it, and this is how it will look like. One, just like that. And this one is even a bit faster than when we counted the 13. Pass it through the next one, just like that. Just like that, just like that, gently, gently. Pass it through the next. And then I'll pick another one. Pass it through the next one as well. Just be working on it that way until we get to the final one. The final part as well, right there. All right, so there we have it. It's all turning out great. Then I move it to the next one. So we have we've made about 3 sets already with this design. Three sets with this design, and we have just a few more to go, and we already have the second layer. So once we are done with that, this is just like a brooch design. So once we are done with it, we'll see the next layer and then add more sand beads to those layers. So I'll pick yet another one. Now you have to be careful so that you don't make mistake. Yet another one, crystal bead, the black one. And then here we have it. This is the one we are working on right now. Pass it through the next 3. So this is just the repeated process. You just keep repeating it like this until you cover all of them. So let me just quickly put it in. Pass it through the first 3, not the first 4, the first 3, and then stretch it. All right, make sure it's very tight and not loose, so because if it's loose it will break, and if it breaks it's not good. Pass it through the next 3 just like that until you get to the end of the whole loop. Just keep on passing it through, and thankfully this black crystal is working out great for us. The black crystal is working out great. The network was very bad this evening. I don't know why. It was so bad, so bad. And I've already made an announcement that we are going live today. So when I noticed where the network issue was tripping here and there, I did not know exactly how to go about it, but thankfully it's back on. The network is back on, and yeah, we're already live working on this flower beaded design just as we agreed on, thankfully. So this is it. All that's left is this 3. So let me quickly work on these 3 parts, and then I'll show you the next layer, how we can add those designs so that it will not be looking all unbalanced. It will not look as if it's on top of the other, like shaking. So to the next 3, let me just quickly, I'm trying not to make it to be that my voice is bent so that you can hear me clearly. So the next 3, my voice is a bit low because I'm talking the way like this, so I'm trying to speak up. So please bear with me. That's why I'm trying to shout so that you can hear me. Aha. So I'll pass it through the next one. That's why I have to repeat myself over so that you can hear me well. So sorry about that. As my voice is bent, as I'm bent this way, so I have to speak up so that you will hear me. So let me put this one, the next crystal, and then pass it through the next 3 sand beads. Just keep on passing through it. At first, it will look as though the shape for some styles of bead, like if it's that beaded point design that I'm still working on, it will look as though the design is not giving. It's as if it's not giving, it's just dull. But once you are done with it, you'll be surprised to see how pretty it looks like. Okay. So this is our beaded brooch design, and it's looking pretty. I believe this color was a good choice since we did not have the white and the red. The black and the white, it makes it look all elegant, or not too showy, like show off. It just gives that elegant vibe, and I like it that way. Okay. Hello guys, can you still see me? Let me know if you can hear me. The network tripped off. I was trying to reconnect. I don't know. Okay. Hello everyone. Hi. Please say hi in the comments so that I know that you're still with me. Let me see in the comments. Can you still hear me? Okay, Squats Anime Series, you are here with us. Thank you so much for your support. Scoarts, thank you so much for joining. I'm really appreciating everything. So okay, thank you so much. The network just tripped off. It was really terrible. So this is where we are now, and I hope you can still see it clearly. Let me know in the chat. We have Scott's Tunes, we have Squats Anime Series. Thank you all for joining. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. So like I said, added those crystals through those 3 sand beads, and this is what we have, the second layer. Now you'll be able to tell the first from the second as you are working on it. This inner part is the first. So from here, what I'm supposed to do now is to move over to the next one. What I'm going to move over to now is the next part. Let me see in the chat if there's anything that I missed out while it went off. Okay. All right. Oh, you really enjoyed this beading line process, Class Anime Series. Thank you so much. And Marvy, if you can see this, don't worry, this is just a passing phase. Everything will be all right. I really love how you explain it all step by step. I really love your work. Oh, thank you so much, Scoarts. I saw it. Thank you so much. Hi, let me see that last name. Okay, Plumby Big Back. Hi, welcome to the live. So sorry, the network just tripped off and it was not that easy to get it back on, but thankfully it's great. So this is it now. We are on the second stage. The first one is the inner one. The second one are the crystals on top of the sand bead. So what I'm going to do right now is to find those crystal sand beads, crystal beads, I mean, not sand bead, crystal beads, and then I would pass it through just as we did in the other case. This is like a beaded brooch, so I would pass it through like so, pass it through that first crystal bead that we have, and then I will pick 13. So I'm going to do this for a second round. I'm going to use white because that is the color that we have that is greater in number, the color white. So that's what I'm going to select, that white color. So 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's drag it down. 9, we have 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I have 13 right here, and this is what I'm going to do. From that crystal bead that I came out from, I would take my needle back. So this is where we are now. Okay, this is the bead. Let me push this on. This is the bead we are working on. Now this one here, I would take this bead needle back so that it will form that circle shape. Let me just put it right there. It will form that circle shape, and then we have another layer for our beloved brooch. This is how it will look like. So you have to take note and take care so that you don't accidentally put it in the wrong part. There it is. So I'm going to count another 13. Now this needs to be taken. You need to take care so that you don't make mistake. So you have to be very careful so that what you are working on is not going to interfere with the ones you've already done. So what I do is to put it in form of layers, 2, 4, 6. Since I've done the first layer, so I'm going to do for the second layer. And the second layer, as the one that I added first crystal, passed through the 3 sand beads. Those are the second that I'm working on. 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I mentioned you could use 10 if you want to use 10, 2, 4, 6, 7. If you want to use 10, you can use 10, but I'm planning to go with the 13 as agreed upon. So 13 is what we are going for. Hang on just a moment. Let me hold on to this 13. We are supposed to have passed through the other one. So sorry. This network issue really wants to get in the way, but we're not letting it work that way for it. So I'm supposed to pass through the next sand bead just as we agreed upon. The next crystal bead, I mean, sorry. The next crystal bead. And then this 13, instead of me to be counting it all over again, I'll just pick it from this part that I've placed it. 3, 4, 6. This is just a bit funny. This bead is so stubborn. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me patch that one first so that nothing removes. So let me add these two. These beads are so stubborn. Let me add these ones here. So stubborn. I don't know why they are so stubborn all of a sudden. So we have it all complete now. 13. Then I would pass it through the back. Okay, you see it where my hand is, this part here, this one here, here. So I will pass it through the back. So it gets a bit complicated, but don't worry, if you're working on it, it will be amazing. So this is how I would go forward with it. So this is a beaded brooch design that I'm showing with you all today, so that you'll be able to see how it looks like. Okay, then I'll pass it through the next one. Now remember, because of the way we've been holding it firm and tight, it doesn't look all wobbly. It's all firm, exactly how it's supposed to be, firm and tight. So this will be the final part we'll be working on, so that I'll show you the final result if you plan on continuing from here. If you want to make it into 3 layers, but I made it into the first layer, second layer, and this is the third layer we are working on right now. When the network tripped off, I did not know why, because it was working all fine, but the moment the network tripped off, I said let me continue with the hope that it would reconnect. It was just showing reconnecting, but it never reconnected until I switched Wi-Fi's so that it turned okay. 2, 4, 6. So after switching Wi-Fi's, I tried to reconnect again, and I saw that some of you guys are still on live waiting for me. Thank you so much, Squattus. You have really encouraging words, and I also thank you, Squat Anime Series, and all of you that stayed, even though the live was a bit disrupted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12. Oh, this one is already sealed. This one has a sealed mouth. 12 and 13. And if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for your support in watching the replay. That shows that you also enjoy the host session that we are having. This little tutorial we're working on the brooch. So I'll just do that. And if you notice, it's looking more like a flower now. You see it. So I will go round. You see this layer that we are talking on this place. I would go round like that. So that's how it is going to look like. Let me quickly put that all. And yeah, this is it. So if you're looking for color combinations, we have a way of doing it. Why I chose black and white is because normally these colors go along. Normally 2, 4, 6. There's a reason why we have black and white television. So they do go along. That's why I chose it. So if you want to go for a color like, let's say, green and blue, you would have to know the kind of color it is. Colors don't clash. If the colors are clashing, it's not fine. It will not make your work, because the finishing touches really do matter. So it will not make your work to look neat. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. And we need our work to look neat, because that's beauty is what we are working towards. So it is very, very important that our work looks neat. Here we have 13, and then I'm so sorry, this network thing is just getting in the way. I'm so sorry about that. Once I got through that first part, after passing through that crystal, I was supposed to move to the next crystal. I'm so sorry, this network thing, I don't really want it to get to me. Okay, all right, so it's supposed to be on the top. This next one is where we are going to put it through, so you just be looking through it. Although at first it look as though it's not easy, but trust me, it is easy. You just need to be patient. Sometimes it's very important to be patient, so that you'll be able to get this desired result you are working towards. Like, once we are done with this, you'll be surprised and amazed. Even I will be amazed, because this will take a lot of time, especially as it is a brooch. But thankfully, 2, 4, 6. Thankfully, we are able to go about it in shorter time. So let me pick this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is what we are picking now, to make it complete 13. So like I mentioned, in the colors, if you plan to use any color, just make sure that the colors do not clash. If you want to use any color, if it's a dark color, like what kind of color do we have? We have red. It depends on the kind of red it is. So if you are using a color, make sure that the color is not too dark, it's not too flashy. Just make sure it's moderate in styling, so that the beauty comes out. And then when you are working on it, make sure to drag it. It's very, very important to drag it. So you see the process. This is how we have been coming so far. If you are using like that, this option to use white and red, which was what we wanted to go for, but I was not able to find those colors in the market. So if you plan to use white and red, make sure that the white, it's not a dull white. Depends on the kind of design that you're working on, but if you would need my suggestion, make sure that these colors don't clash. because if these colors clash, the whole work would just turn out to look kind of awkward, and we don't want our designs to be looking awkward. We want them to look so beautiful, because that is the beauty of it all. So I'm going to pass it through the next sand crystal. I'll pass it through the next crystal right there, and that's how I'll keep on passing it through. So let me quickly do this, quickly pass it through, and once I'm done with it, right now, this is it now. Okay, so this is how it looks like, all like this. So how I do know about which one to go for, as I was working on it, the crystals are on top. Let me put it closer. The crystals are on top, so that's how it's easy for me to know which one to go forward. Like, this is how it will look like. I will keep going like that until I get to the start of this part where the beads are just 13 here. So it's round. The moment I get to that part, then I'm doing just 3 layers for this. So the moment I get to that part, we will then put the finishing touches. And then if you plan to make it to be 4 layer, 5 layer, because this is like a beaded brooch, then I'll show you what to do so that you can be able to complete it from there. That's why I'm going to just stop at this 3rd layer. If you plan to continue, no problem, you could continue, but I would stop at this 3rd layer for now, so that I'll show you how to complete it with the finishing touches so that it looks pretty. Thankfully, the white is still looking okay. The white is just dead. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, and then I have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's add 13. So this white color is starting to finish, so I'm going to the other kind. I'm going to see if I can alternate it with another kind of white, because I have different shades of white. The one that looks like a glassy color white, and I have the other one that is this colored white that you can see it. This is the glassy shape, glassy white color. It's more like the glass kind of color. So this is it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll pass it through the next one. So just keep on doing it like that. Just keep on doing it like that. Don't stop. Just keep on working like that until you get to the final one. Just like that, just like that. Okay? This is how it is. Okay. Now, if you are working on this and it happens that the fishing line is starting to reduce, because mine is also starting to reduce in length, so let me quickly make 13 and then show you how we tie it. So when you tie it, don't cut it. If you cut it, it would ruin a lot of things, especially if it's for a necklace. It could give that hit itchy sensation. We don't want that. So instead of that, once you cut tie in a new one, the other one, you pass it through this beads. You pass it through the beads so that it would finish instead of cutting it. So it may take some time, but once you are done cutting it like that, it would then, once you are done passing it through like that, once you are done passing it through instead of cutting it, it will make your work to be neater, and there will be no errors like having those itching parts on the skin. 2, 4, 6, 8. So this will take some time, but will be done very, very soon. Let's add a few more to it, and there we have it. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So this is what we have now, 13, and then I'll pass it through the back of the crystal just as we have been doing so far. Now here we have it. The length of the fishing line is small already. So what I'm going to do now is to pass it through the next fishing line, the next crystal, I mean, sorry, the next crystal, and then I'm going to get this needle out and tie in a new set. So where is it? Aha, this is it. This is our new fishing line. I'm going to get where is that cutter? Just a second. Just a minute. Let me put it right there. Okay, cut. It's already been cut. And then I use the cutter to do it. It was over there. Then I pass it through. Let me pass it through it like so. More like when you are sewing, how you pass it through. Just a second so that I will see it very well. Aha. So you pass it through just like when you are sewing a cloth or stitching a cloth. Pass it through and then drag it. So this could be very tricky. So gently pull it gently, and then we have it all done. Gosh, this is taking some time. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Let me put it through again. It's removed on the way. Okay. Um, okay, so this is it now. I use that cutter part to press the edge of the needle. So the needle has a very small eye, so it's not going to be that easy to pass it through. But once you are done successfully pushing it through, because I already pressed it in, so once you are able to do it successfully, that would be the first part of it being done. Then the next part will be tying it to the old piece that we are working on. I don't know, it's just having some glitches, a bit glitches. Just a bit of okay. Let me hold on to the pincers part. Hold and pull. Okay. I'm done now. And we're done. So you will just hold on to this part where your fishing line is. This is the remaining length I have. If you are to tie it, if you are starting for the first time, just tie it the way you would tie a normal rope, I would say. Just tie it together. Tie it. A firm one. Tie it. Just tie it. I'm going to do so like 2 times so that it doesn't loosen or anything. Like 2 times will do it very well. So I'll tie for this part, tie for the other side, and then you can now continue from where you kept that fishing line beading needle part. So let me just tie for the left and the right. Okay, so I'll tie it like that. Just wanted to know which part I was tying. So this is how our brooch now looks like once we are done tying it. Let me show you. Let me quickly give it one more tie. Tie first part, tie the second time and the third time. This is how it looks like. Okay. All right. I always tie for both sides, because if I decide to tie for one side, the other side may loosen. So once I tie for this side, I'll tie for the other side. If you're tying, or someone that loves making patterns with ropes, you may be able to know how to go about it if you're tying ropes. But if you're just tying, just make sure to tie for this hand and for this hand. So I tie this way and I tie the other side. Like I tie here and tie the other part as well. So there we have it. Then once you are done with it, it will then be easier for you to continue for the next part. So this is how we go about it. Now if you want to finish it up, let's say that you are done with this part, because we may not be able to complete it in one live session. I just wanted to show you how it looks like from the start to finish. So far we've gone for the start. Now if you want to complete it, this is very, very important. If you want to complete it, this is what you are going to, if you want to complete it from where you are here, you could decide to pass it through, because this is where the stop bead, where I kept the stop bead down here. If you want to complete it, you could just at the end of it pass it through the nearest sand beads. You pass it through and make sure it's tight, and once you make sure it's tight, then oh, it looks so pretty. Thank you so much, Scoarts. I'm glad you love it. So once you've passed it through, it looks so firm, and then you have your beaded brooch. So if you want to make it to be third section, fourth section, fifth section, so you can imagine this is the third that we are working on. You make it the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, it forms a bigger size brooch, and then you could just add it and place it like as a design for a necklace. So this is how it looks like. We may not be able to complete it, or like in one live session, it may take a long time, but nonetheless I'm so happy that I was able to show you the process, and you've been able to see how it looks like. So let me know how, in the comments, in the chat, what design that you would like to make, and I'll be happy to know how yours turned out as well. So this is where we'll be drawing the curtains, because this is the final result. So this is where we're going to be drawing the curtains of it. Thank you so much. And here, flower shape design. Okay, so this is where we'll be calling it a day, and I want to say thank you all for watching. And if you are watching the replay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for on it, the design final result. So till then, have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone. Take care. Have a lovely weekend ahead.